People talk about problems getting your cock in the air, problems with fertility issues, watery sperm, problems orgasming, but trust me, in the end, it is the anxiety that will get you. What's up folks, it's Uranus, we're in Brussels, welcome to another video. Today we will be discussing what is for me the biggest downside of taking Finasteride. I've been using this medication for a little over 4 years now as a part of my anti-hair loss protocol, but there is one side effect that rules them all. And no guys, it is not down there. Now before we start, let's make one thing clear. This is my personal experience and I am not a doctor, and above all, I am not pushing anyone towards Finasteride usage. I recently had a message on my YouTube channel of a guy that said that it's because of videos like mine that his life got destroyed and because of post-Finasteride syndrome. And it sucks because I'm basically advocating the opposite. There are good sides of taking Finasteride and of course there are many downsides to taking this shit. So please, if you're thinking about taking Finasteride, educate yourself. Alright, c'est parti. What is for me the biggest downside of taking these pills? The biggest downside, and by far for me, is the anxiety. Now anxiety is something I already suffered from before taking Finasteride, but since I'm taking this shit right here, it literally skyrocketed. Now, I've already detailed this in my review of 4+ years of Finasteride in my previous video. As long as I keep my estrogen in check, I do not have any sexual dysfunction side effects from taking Finasteride, but you have to keep that estrogen to testosterone balance in check. Now of course I'm on TRT and I'm slightly outside the range, but if it's all about controlling that T to E ratio. You have to be in the zone when you're waking up with your cock in the air and you're chasing your girlfriend naked all around the house or the apartment. One thing I can't control, however, is the production of neurosteroids. By taking Finasteride, you are basically killing off 5-AR, 5-alpha reductase enzymatic activity in your body. And by doing that, you have 60 to 70% less DHT in your body, but you are also killing off a huge part of your 5-AR activity in your body. And by doing that, you will have less neurosteroids. For example, like allopregnanolone. It's a metabolite of progesterone and you need 5-AR to convert 1 into allopregnanolone. So by taking a quarter of this shit every day, I'm basically killing off the production of that neurosteroid. Now what it does, normally it regulates moods, it regulates emotions, and it regulates anxiety and calmness by positively modulating your GABA receptors up there in your freaking brain. Now what is the result? Well, anxiety, stress, irritability, depression, and my Czech girlfriend sometimes says I have blunted emotions. Sometimes I just don't feel. They call it emotional numbness. It can be a good thing from time to time too, by the way, but whatever. Now genetically I was like this before taking Finasteride too. It is in my genetics, it is in my family. I see this on my brothers too. In the Uranus families, we are anxiety monsters, unless we have a beer or two in the tank. Now all of what I mentioned is nothing new for me. The irritability, the stress and so on, the emotions, depression, nothing of that is new. But since taking Finasteride, it definitely took it to the next level. Chronic anxiety sucks. I can't remember a freaking day where I woke up without anxiety, even on a lazy Sunday, even on a Saturday, like I'm filming this on a Saturday. I woke up well, but there's never a day where I wake up without anxiety. It doesn't help when you're in a relationship, work or whatever, because basically you're always overthinking. But genetically, we were already wired like this before taking medications and so on. My dad, he was like that too. Always stressed, always anxiety. Most people talk about problems getting your cock in the air, problems with fertility issues, watery sperm, problems orgasming, but trust me, in the end, it is the anxiety that will get you. I never had a panic attack before being on this treatment. Fuck that guy. Anyway, I never had a panic attack before being on this treatment. Now I know what that feels like, and my Czech girlfriend too. Of course, I'm in an unsustainable loop where I'm on thyroid medication, I'm on finasteride, and I'm also using between 500 and 700 milligrams of caffeine every single day. Now I can't really drink alcohol because I've been there and I know exactly where that road is leading, but sometimes I overcompensate my anxiety and stuff with natural Dutch herbal remedies. But just know the conclusion of this video: if you are an anxious fuck, before thinking about hopping on finasteride, think it over again, because your anxiety will probably, or it can be much worse on finasteride. It can make things much worse up there. Now, of course, if you have very aggressive male pattern baldness and you're losing your hair like crazy, you are going to have to do something about that DHT, and there are no easy solutions. But just know what you are getting yourself into when you are starting finasteride. Or you can just rock the bald look. All right, that was my take on the biggest downside of using finasteride for me. So it's not cock related, it's pretty much brain related. One thing I never mentioned in this video: I am using 1.25 milligrams of finasteride per day. They come in 5 milligram tabs. I split them into 4, take a quarter per day, so 1.25 milligrams. All right, let me know what you thought in the comments of this video. Kindly do the YouTube things, like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. With less anxiety, Uranus out. Voilà, tu vois, c'est déjà parti en couille. Now don't see what's fucking. Now, if you live with Uranus, you're gonna be stressed at one point. It just is how we were wired.